Hey everybody, this is Keith from Money Clips, and I just wanted to bring you this little note. I had recently received a letter in the mail from Social Security saying, now I'm not anywhere near Social Security age, but it's, I always think about it since I'm in the money business, and it said, congratulations, Social Security will be there for you at 70 cents on the dollar. Yeah, so it will, apparently I've done some research, and apparently the security fund is going to be insolvent unless Congress does something between now and 2034. And in 2035, people will be receiving approximately 70% of their scheduled benefit. So I can only say this. I believe anybody who's planning on retiring after 2034 might want to be aware of this, because you're still going to be paying full fare on this. And you may want to consider other options as far as contributing to your retirement, such as IRAs, Roth IRAs especially. I'll talk to you about that in a second. And also leveraging your company's 401ks, 403bs, 457 plans, anything and everything that you can do in order to cushion that little disappointment for those of us in the younger categories who will be getting that end of the stick. So why did I say Roth IRAs as well? Now, Roth IRAs are awesome, especially the younger you are, the better it is. And even if you're older than 50, 55, 60, you still might want to look at this to have a little contingency money in, because the whole point of the Roth IRA is, yes, you don't get a tax break right now, but when you take the money out, plus any of its earnings, interest, appreciation, your little gray-haired old lady or man, hair dye notwithstanding, then you will actually benefit by getting all that money tax-free, including all the growth. It's the best deal there is, and you can even have this option in most 401k plans. You have a traditional 401k option. You have a Roth option. Now, why would I give up tax deduction now, a tax break now? And let me tell you, I can actually talk about this. I'm an enrolled agent, which is essentially that I specialize in taxes. I'm actually enrolled with the Internal Revenue Service. I don't work for the Internal Revenue Service. I am self-employed, and I represent the taxpayers. So this is actually some qualified advice that you may want to take a look at this and explore this option if it works for you in your overall financial plan. Because here's the deal. You can put some money in your 401k, and you can even split it between the two. So you could say 50% goes in the traditional, where I get a tax break, and perhaps 50% of it goes in the Roth option. So you're kind of splitting it. Well, the good news is that if you do split it in such a fashion, or 25-75, however you choose to do it, the best deal is that the match that your employer gives you, they will also split it between either account. So something that you might want to take a look at, let it grow. And here's the interesting reason why you want to forego some or all of that tax break now. And that is this, that during World War II, our federal tax rate went as high as 92%. At 92 cents on the dollar. All right. So believe it or not, other than the Reagan era, we have been at the lowest, or among the lowest, tax rates for federal purposes in the history of the United States. Now, I say that so I can ask you this question. People, younger people especially, are wanting government to do more and more for us. And this is not a political statement. This is just a statement of general fact that statistically, people in the younger categories are wanting government to do more for them going forward, better safety nets. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I am saying this. As a necessity, if people want the government to do more for them and provide more benefits, they're going to need more tax revenue. So what are they going to do? They are probably going to be raising taxes quite a bit. Now, if you're thinking about, say, a maximum tax rate of 39.5% right now, okay, fine. But what if it's higher than that? What if it goes up to 50 or 60? Most of us aren't going to be in that category, but I'm just painting the picture that you could very easily see a 35 or a 40% tax rate when you're old and you're on a fixed income and you're pulling your retirement out. So if you're pulling it from a traditional account, guess what? You're automatically getting a haircut. That is, the government, you don't own all the money in your retirement account if it's a traditional account. What happens is the government gets their piece first, and then you get the leftovers. Whereas if you're in a Roth or a tax-advantaged account like that, where you're pulling the money out tax-free, then you don't pay anything. So the question to you for thought would be, would you rather pay 20% in taxes now when you're able to earn more money? Or would you be willing to pay 40 cents on the dollar when you're on a fixed income? Just think about that for a minute. Let it roll around in your head, and hopefully you start looking at some options. I want to throw in a little bit more about Social Security, and that is that one thing that I can honestly tell you is, just looking back at history, is when Social Security was designed, and even now so, especially with all the increases in inflation that we're experiencing, Social Security was never designed to be a full solution for retirement, unless you're in a multi-generational household, for example, and you've got other people taking care of you. But that's not something we can all count on. So you will be better served by contributing more to something, just setting something aside. I mean, even if it's just $5, $10, $20 a week, it adds up, especially the younger you are. Somebody who starts saving when they're 20 or even earlier can take advantage of 40, 50 years of accumulation of wealth. And then at that particular time, fantastic. They only have to contribute maybe $150 a month on average over time and do a simple investment, perhaps like VOO, for example, which is a index fund that tracks the S&P. The benefit of this is that you get that compounding over a period of decades. Now, if you're older, you don't have as much time to fill the gaps if you've been under contributing or haven't been contributing at all. And there are some people in that category, I'm sorry to say. Now's the time. If you even have to take a second job, do it, because tomorrow's promised to know. Also, with the Social Security, I would say this, that if you're in the category, again, where 70 cents on the dollar is what you're going to be getting, and you're still contributing your portion into Social Security, they're not going to discount that portion. I had mentioned that before in passing, that Social Security, really, if you're self-employed, we get to pay both halves of it ourselves. So that's 15.3 cents on the dollar for Social Security retirement and Social Security disability. So if you are a wage earner, which is the majority of you, then you're looking at paying half of that, generally speaking, to the federal government through your paycheck, your payroll tax deductions. And no, you don't get those back on your taxes. That's for when you retire or you become disabled or need Medicare. So, and hopefully we all survive long enough to need Medicare, right? Get a supplement, by the way. Maybe something to talk about in a different episode. In any event, don't ignore Social Security. It is a valuable and protected way to save for your retirement and set aside money through statutory benefit program. That's what it is, a statutory benefit. They pass laws, which makes it a statute. But in any event, don't ignore your own responsibility to save and set aside and make the most of the time you have left between now and when you retire. And hopefully you're not, as we used to joke, or my grandparents and my parents used to joke about having to eat Alpo when they retire. Well, hopefully it doesn't come to that. We want to keep you off of the dog food diet. So in any event, the thing I need to throw in just for your edification is that, yes, I am an enrolled agent, as I said. Yes, I do taxes for a living, and I've accumulated a whole bunch of financial information over the years, and I've looked at literally thousands of people's situations and have been able to learn a lot from that as well. And I can tell you this, that even though I am a tax advisor, it does not mean that I am your tax advisor or investment advisor. So you should be focused on talking to your advisors in the tax and the financial realm and find out what will actually work for you for the investments. One other thing to consider in investing advice is that if you say have a 401k, 403b, or even your Roth or traditional IRAs, or any combination of those, that you actually reach out to the organizations that are sponsoring those. It could be, yes, your employer, but your employer may have a deal through Merrill Lynch or Schwab or something like that. And those companies do have advisors that can take a look at your portfolio and can give you some advice about how to invest. So please avail yourselves of those things. And talk to somebody who knows your specific situation, because this is general advice, and I hope you found value in it. Now, I'm going to have other episodes where I talk a little bit more about retirement, about money. I'm going to essentially cover anything and everything to do with money. So feel free to hit subscribe, hit like, comment below, tell me I'm an idiot, whatever you want to say. But hopefully this gets you thinking about your future in a very good and positive way. So until next time, thank you very much for listening. Thanks for tuning in.